Dragon Ball Super episode 123 and 124 were horribly bad in terms of construction, not well directed, and very poorly animated, and with a very poor written script on top of that. And it basically removed most of the emotions for us. Given to the fact that the show is quite some time now in a very stable in terms of production, it really came as a surprise and something that we did not expect to happen. Everything was leading up perfectly for 2018 with Yuya Takahashi and Shida starting this year, which resulted in a great episode, but the following two were really disappointing. But for that there is a huge reason that I'll be trying to explain and break it down here for you. And it all comes down to Toei Animation and their huge mistake. Dragon Ball Super is going to end on March 25th to be replaced by Kitaro. And this is something that Toei Animation has been aware for quite some time but started to care about it really late down the road. Their biggest mistake first was counting. Dragon Ball Super was first released on Blu-ray to be up to episode 133, where all of us assumed that it is going to be the end of Tournament of Power, which really made sense. But not that later it was deleted and it was switched to episode 131, which of course is going to mark the end of Dragon Ball Super. And Toei Animation most likely made a mistake with counting, and they didn't really count the fact that there might be some breaks in between, which is going to be basically, we could say, the one in Christmas and of course the one that is going to happen on February. So we can say that they really took a wrong direction with that. Assuming that it takes roughly 8 weeks to produce one episode, this is something known for quite some time. Bad production started immediately on episode 122, where the episode was finished 1 or 2 days before its release, which created a huge problem, to be continued with 2 very poorly episodes and especially scripts. Episode 123 biggest problem was animation, since it was clearly an unfinished product, and the worst thing is that it had transformation there about Vegeta. It really didn't leave that impact that it should have had. The idea about the transformation was very well done, but the execution was really poor. I looked at the bright side of it and I did accept that, but the big page is that it is very poorly constructed as an episode, and especially with Naoki Tate having to show up later in order for the episode to be completed. Despite all of that problem, things get even bigger and worse on the next episode. Dragon Ball Super episode 124 aired and it had even more problems. As I said before, they did not expect this little problem to be so huge, as on episode 124 they had to basically put 2 episodes worth of content into one, with Gohan sacrifice to take this ball. When you watch the episode, you see that it is very rushed. It doesn't make sense at some point, and they didn't even need to do that given to how fast it happened, leaving us without a single emotion about Gohan's elimination besides disappointment that it came that way. Just like with Vegeta's transformation, the concept, it was very good, but they did not have enough time on one episode to build it up because they had to shrink 2 episodes into one. And of course, once again, another guy from Toei's highest tier animators, I should say, had to step in a little time, just like Tate, in order to save the episode. Once again, both episodes were very poorly constructed. Bad production and direction, given to the fact that they had to rush the episodes in order to get them out in time. Now let's compare it with episode 125. It was all different. I was very skeptic about this episode too, and that is why I didn't make this video up until now. I wanted to wait for this episode to air. But here, Toei managed to fix everything. What they did with Toppo was supposed to happen with Vegeta and Gohan too, but they failed miserably. And the biggest question is raised, and that is, will we see something like this happen again for the last episodes of the show? I don't have a concrete answer up until now, but possibly I could give my opinion, and that is not going to happen. Toei seems to have fixed that problem, and now they seem to be able to produce the episodes on time without rushing, unless they face any kind of other problem. But I highly doubt something like that is going to happen on the last episodes of the show, as it ends in 131. It's still scary knowing that even after 3 years, Toei still faces this kind of problem that they never should. But sometimes we have to accept those, even though from a normal perspective such things should not be accepted in a huge show like Dragon Ball Super, especially knowing the fact that we are approaching the end of the series, which really shouldn't bring so many problems. Their bad calculations put them into this mess, which all what we can do and hope is that it is going to be all gone and we'll be enjoying our last episodes on the show. About a new Dragon Ball series, I have a full video on it. It will be on the description down below, where you can go and watch, where I'm joined by Mr. Ninja Star and we discuss everything, every kind of possibility, and if it makes sense for Dragon Ball to return with another series or maybe continue Dragon Ball Super from then on. Make sure to watch it, and as for this video, I hope I explained it. I gave my best in order to really explain to all of you why they were bad. So just to wrap this up, explain it again, they did not count the weeks that the show was going to air very good. They made a very little problem into a huge one, and it was such a little mistake when you think about it. It's like a 2-week thing that they turned into this huge mess. Thanks for watching, guys. Once again, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment your thoughts down below. What do you think about Toei Animation in general? Do you like them? Do you hate them? Because I really want to know your opinions on them. And also subscribe to the channel with notifications enabled so you don't miss out in any further content. Have a great time, guys. Bye.